BLEACH.
Okay, let's read chapter 283 of Bleach, You Don't Hurt Anymore. Ichigo has stepped in to protect Inoue from Grimjo's spikes that he threw. That's kind of the flapping of his cape or whatever. Zung, him landing. Tasuke ni itta no ka. Tasuke ni itta no ka. So went to save, you went to help. Waza waza gokuro nakota na. Expressly on purpose, hardship. Koru? I guess that's inviting. Is that Cole? Asking for? I think it's this Cole. Or is it Kotoda? Okay, I'm not sure which one that's supposed to be. Okay, so aren't you? Nah. So, like on purpose, you're inviting, asking for hardships, or it's the event of hardships on purpose. Anyway, it's kind of the same sense either way, in a sense, right? You're looking for troubles on purpose, aren't you? どうした息が上がってるぜ Are there... Okay, so that's Inoue up there. Those are just a bunch of columns up there. Grimjo says, how did? What's wrong? What happened? Breath increasing? He got Agaru. Yeah, but breath is increasing? I don't know what else that could mean. Iki o agaru. Yeah, it's like increasing. It could also mean to stop working properly. Like you can't breathe, whatever. Either way, something about your breath. Ma. Gasha. Well, he whips out his arm here. Gasha. I guess. Or whips out his elbow. And the spikes return, I guess. Oh, no. I guess it's a Jiki? Maybe he's got another spike he's firing off here. Yeah. Don. Okay, yeah, so he fires off another spike. Gwa. Yet again, it's always the infrastructure that takes all the damage. Koitsu wo gohatsu mo kuratte n da. These things, even 5 shots, 8. So, kurao, to eat, to absorb, like an attack. So, you absorbed as many as 5 of these things. So, when he says koitsu, he means these things. Zuzun. That's the big column there collapsing. Buji no hou ga douka shiteru ga na? The direction of safety or the direction of being okay? How is it that you're doing that, I wonder? So basically, it's any wonder that you're still safe, you're still okay. Bikin! Uh-oh. Okay, so Bikin, his mask is cracking. Kamen no hou mo genkai ka? The direction of the mask also? Limit? So is your mask also at its limit? Genkai dato. The limit, you say? Zwa. Okay, he puts his hand up there, pulls it away, and I guess it's fixed. Dare ga da yo. I guess like whose limit? The limit, you say, like for who? Dare ga, like whose limit it is. Anyway, okay. Plucky, as if in response, a shattering sound comes from, or cracking sound comes from Grimjo's mask, or whatever you want to call that thing. Shibutoi na. Shibutoi is stubborn or impertinent. So you're stubborn, you're impertinent, aren't you? Shibutoi. Tenacious, stubborn. Gasha. Pulls out his claws. So de nakya ikane. Okay, that way, not becoming, cannot go. So it's a double negative, like it's like it must go that way. It must go that way. I don't think that's... Yeah. Okay. Omae koso soto gata ga kiteru you ni mieru ze. Okay, you in particular, you're the one. Soto is like proportionally or appropriately. Yeah, befitting. Gata. Coming out, that appearance is visible. So it looks like you're the one that's appropriately gata, which I guess is rattling or clattering. Yeah. Gata ga kuru. Gata ga kuru, kiteru, is showing one's age, starting to creak at the joints, starting to wear out. So again, you're the one. Koso's a highlighter, intensifier. It's you. Appropriately showing one's age appears to be, that's how it's visible. Zari. Warina. Sorry, you know. Do. Okay, so that's both of their feet. Soitsu wa mimachigai da. As for that, it's a visual mistake. Yeah, a mistaken vision, a misjudgment. So as for that, meaning what you just said, that's a mistake. Misjudgment. All right. So they're both cracking, and they're both pretending not they're cracking. And we get our splash page here for 283. Gun. All right. So, gun. Ino is watching this. You just hear the sounds of their fighting. She's watching this. Kowagacha dame. Being scared is no good. Like, I can't be scared, or don't be scared. This is Inoue thinking to herself. Kowagacha. So same thing, but she kind of pauses in the middle of that. Meanwhile, we get dokun, 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 the badump sound, the heartbeat. Ga, ga. So she's watching this. Dame, it's no good. So, kowagacha dame. Don't be scared. Being scared is no good. Ano me o omoidasu to. This is a conditional. When I remember those eyes, she's talking about Ichigo. When I remember those eyes, ano me o omoidasu to, Kurosaki-kun ga shiranai dareka ni natte shimatta you ni kanjite shimau. Kurosaki-gun, unknown somebody to that becoming, in that manner, do the feeling of with regret. So, when I remember those eyes, it feels like, in a Shimao sort of way, it feels like the appearance or the manner of becoming not knowing who Kurosaki is. So it's like I don't even know who he is. That's what it feels like. Kurosaki-kun no me no doko ni mo atashi nante utsutte nai to kanjite shimau. Even in somewhere of the eyes of Kurosaki-kun, me or whatever, not reflecting, feeling like. Okay, so it's feeling like I or whatever am not reflecting somewhere in his eyes. And notice again, she's saying kanjite shimau. So she's feeling like this, and she doesn't like it. It's got a sense of finality, regret, not pleased with the situation. Okay, that's hideous. Kurosaki-kun. All right, there she is up there. I guess that's Ichigo looking up as an attack is coming in on his face. Bagua. Oh, piece of the mask coming off here. Is that a sa? Do something. Do. Okay, that's both of them like getting ready to jump. Looks like Grimjo is also appropriately cracking. We get a big gun. That's axe and sword. Bakin. Doza. Ichigo sliding back. Oh wait, no. Sliding back on his face. Sliding on his face. So the do is his head hitting down, and the za is then his face sliding. Zaza. I guess he flipped up. Do zaza. Okay, Grimjo comes wheeling in. Godon. And you can kind of see them there. Kamensuketa Ichigo ga osareteru su. Okay, so this is Nell saying, starting to say mask here, common. Mask attached Ichigo being pushed. Osarete, can osareru mean anything else? Being pushed, being pressed down. Yeah. So like Ichigo with his mask being pushed. Dorodoni sama no toki mo, Urukiora sama no toki mo. Also at the time of Lord Dorodoni, and also at the time of Lord Urukiora, Kamensuketa toki wa Ichigo ga atto teki ni katte su. As for the mask attached times, as for the times he has his mask on, Ichigo is the one overwhelmingly winning. He was overwhelmingly winning when he had his mask on. 仮面つけてるイチゴは無敵だったっす. As for Ichigo with the mask on, invincible was. He was invincible. Muteki literally means like without enemy. But so being invincible. Okay, there's Ichigo being not invincible. Sono Ichigo ka. That Ichigo. Anna ni yarare chimao nante. In that way, being done in, how could it be? How could that Ichigo, how could he be being done in like that? And again, yarare chimao, yarare te shimao, with a sense of like finality, etc. Okay. Now looks up at Inoue. Ganbare Ichigo! Hang in there, Ichigo. Do your best. Hore? Nani o suteru su ka? Anta mo ouen suru su yo. Okay, so she's saying, hey, like, what are you doing? What's the suteru, though? Oh, shiteru. Yeah. Nell turned some of her she's into su's. So that's nani o shiteru. So what are you doing? Nani o shiteru yo. You also cheering do. So you cheer as well. Eh? Huh? Eh janai su. It's not eh. It's not huh. Ichigo wa anata no tame ni tatakatteru su yo. As for Ichigo, for you, for the purposes of you, is fighting. So he's fighting for you. Da no ni nande anata ga Ichigo o kowagateru nsu ka? Even so, why are you the one that's being scared of Ichigo? Anta itta su yo ne? You said it, right? Ichigo wa yasashii hito datte. As for Ichigo, he's a kind person. That's what you said. Sono tori su. It is that way. It's just like you said. Neru mo sou mousu. Nell also that way thinks. So I think so too. Sono yasashii Ichigo ga. That kind, that gentle Ichigo. Anta no namae o kiite Urukiura-sama ni tobikakatte ittasu. That kind Ichigo, your name, hearing your name, into Lord Urukiura, like, this is like ripped into, tobikakatte itta. He flew into Lord Urukiura when he heard your name. Tobikakaru. Yeah. Spring at, swoop down on, threw himself upon. Ichigo wa ningen su. As for Ichigo, human. So Ichigo's a human. Sore nanoni, in spite of that, Shinigami natte, became a Shinigami. Kamen mare kabute, to the point of wearing a mask. Ana detarame na chikara tsukatte, and using that horrific power. Detarame. Yeah, that crazy power. He's doing those things. So he's a human, but in spite of that, became a Shinigami to the point of wearing a mask and using that sort of crazy power. Anna detarame na chikara tsukatte. Ichigo ga kurushiku nai wake nai su. Kurushii no ni kimatteru su. Okay, so Ichigo doing suffering. Oh. Ichigo not suffering. Reason, there's no reason that Ichigo would not be suffering. And even though he's in pain, kimateru, he's like decisive. He's being decisive. Kurushi no ni kimateru su. Yeah, I guess like even though he's like in pain, he's like still being decisive about it or something like that. Dakedo Ichigo wa anata no tame ni. But as for Ichigo, that's for you, for the purposes of you, sonna chikara tsukatte, using that sort of a power, shimamire natte, coming covered in blood, tatakatteru su, and fighting. Yeah. So, but for you, he's wielding that sort of a power and fighting and getting covered in blood. Anta ga, you, anta ga Ichigo o ouen suneide, you, for Ichigo, not doing cheering, do suru ka? I guess like, what are you going to do? Do suru ka? Or like, what are you going to do? Yeah, I guess like, if you're not going to cheer for Ichigo, then what are you going to do? Solda. It is that way. That's right. Saisho wa tada. As for from the beginning, just mina o mamoritaku te koko e kita. So, as for from the beginning, just wanting to protect everyone came to Huecomundo, came to this place. So as we often see, Koko, this place is Huecomundo. So I came here initially from the start just to protect everyone, or because I wanted to protect everyone. Dakedo, but, tasuketa kita to kikasareta, kokoro no doko ka de yorokonde shimatta. So however, when heard or made to hear that came to save, somewhere in the depths of the kokoro, the heart, mind, spirit, I was happy. So they came to save, meaning like my friends came to save me when I heard that. So even though I came here to save my friend, protect my friends, when I heard that they came to save me, somewhere in the depths of my kokoro, I was happy. Kame no tsukita Kurosaki kuno mite, seeing Kurosaki wearing a mask. Tasuke ni kita no de wa nai kamoshirenai to omotte shimatta. As for coming to save me, not that, probably was thinking. So when I saw Kurosaki in that mask, in the mask, I thought maybe he didn't come to save me. And then the shimatta, again, regret, etc. Chigao no ni, even though it's different, sonna koto honto wa, that sort of a thing, as for the truth, honto wa minna do datte ii hazu nano ni. As for the reality, as for the truth, everyone, do datte ii, however it is, it's good, ought to be even though. So even though it ought to be like whatever is good for everyone, that's the reality. Atashi wa, as for me, I. So even though that's different, as for that sort of a thing, all this stuff, truly everything, everybody, whatever is good ought to be even though that. Yeah. So she's like, it really shouldn't matter. Everything, however it is fine. That's how it should be. Okay. I Gone or gone. Do yara honto ni. Oh, this is Grimjo now talking. Do yara honto ni. Somehow or another, truly. Za. Kara. That's pieces falling. Genkai rashi na. The limit, it seems, isn't it? So somehow or another, it truly seems like you're at the limit. So half of his mask is off, it looks like. Owari daze. It's the end. Kurosaki. Shinanaide, Kurosaki-kun. Don't die, Kurosaki. That's right. Kiki doesn't want you to die either. Katanakute, not winning is fine. Gambaranakute kara, because, like, I guess, even if you don't do your best, that's fine. Yeah. So not winning is fine. Not doing your best, not hanging in there is fine, because mo kore ijo kega shinai de. Like already more than this, wounds don't do. Don't get hurt more than this. Gashi. Okay, so Grimjo was taking the advantage to attack, and of course he catches it. Exclamation point. Warui na Grimjo. Sorry, Grimjo. Domo ore wa kore ijo yareru wake ni wa ikanei rashii. Somehow, as for me, more than this, being done in reason as for that cannot go, it seems. So he's playing off of Inoue's words, saying it's like, it seems that it's no good to have if I'm done in, meaning like being wounded, if I'm done in any more than this. Boom. Okay, so presumably that is Ichigo coming in with a heavy attack on Grimjo. And that's the end of the chapter. Hey, thank you for the follow. And that appears to be the mask breaking through these chains in our little sketch art. That's the end of the chapter. That's 283. Now, next, 284, we still haven't seen Howling. So I can't imagine the fight's over, but you never know, right? We'll continue. That was 283. We'll continue with 284 next time. And oh no, is this going to be a flashback? It's going to be a flashback. All right, well, while the headshine is going, we'll close and look forward to 284 next time.